So after that 2 months of like unsustainable craziness,
right.
and then like you said, now kind of finding a new normal, like a new way to just like you can sustainably train.
Mm-hmm.
How do you maintain that? Do you set like short goals for yourself, or because you're performing just about every weekend now, right?
Yeah, it is. It's almost trying to just keep it maintainable,
yeah,
and not hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
For me, because when I went to Japan, we were training 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just the first 2.5 hours of the day was just conditioning, and then the second 2.5 hours was just like in-ring stuff, and you're bumping. And I tell people we're like bumping at least 50 times a day.
Yeah, so when you're saying bumping, flat on your back from your feet, just flat over, stand back up, bump again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like every day, 6 days a week, and then you still have a match.
Still shows.
Yes.
So this is just the training, this is your day-to-day life. And at the time you're living in the dojo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so all of that just wore my body out.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, oh, and then you're sleeping on a mat. You're not even sleeping on a nice mattress.
Do you have your own room?
I did have my own room.
Okay, cool.
But it's like, you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Your body hurts from all these workouts. And then you're sleeping essentially on the floor.
Yeah.
And
there's no recovery.
Yeah. And so I went from that to coming back. And when I was there, I was like, oh, my back hurts. Okay, now my back feels better. Now my neck hurts. Okay, my neck feels better. Now my shoulder hurts. And it was just always something that was hurting. And when I came back here, like, I just felt like I was just more susceptible to like, not necessarily like injuries, but something would always hurt. Even when I would work out and lift. I remember I was like lifting and I felt something like, not pull, but like a strain in like my pec that kind of ended up going all the way to my back.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang. And that I had to like take some time off the ring because I didn't want to like mess it up even more. So it's really just like trying to find the balance between like training in the ring and also like training in the gym and not getting hurt, because I've found myself like more, like I said, susceptible.
Like injury prone,
yeah, after Japan. I don't know if maybe I'm like just getting older or if just all those bumps caught up to me.
Yeah. Is this common in Japan? Like the girls who are going through this with you, are they always hurt as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's insane to me because they don't wear knee pads.
Wow. So they're just on like hitting their knees all day.
Yeah. There's 2 girls there right now that have torn ACLs.
And they're just continuing to wrestle?
Yeah, so they're both like 20, 21 years old.
Yeah.
They've been wrestling since they were 15. They don't wear knee pads. This girl, Rin, she tore something in her knee. At the time, we didn't really know what it was yet, but she had it all wrapped up in a brace, and she goes to training the next day.
Yeah.
She's doing push-ups with us, but instead of doing it on 2 feet, she's on 1 foot.
Yeah.
She's doing the rolls on 1 foot. And I'm just like, this is why y'all get hurt. Y'all chill out.
It's so crazy. Like when I was in Japan, I saw the same thing. Like people, like someone would take a bad bump, they'd hurt their shoulder, they'd roll out. 20 minutes later, they're like holding their shoulder in place, like still going through the same drills everybody else is.
Yeah.
The next day he comes back, he's in a sling, like torn shoulder. Like, oh man, and then he's still training with you the next day. You're like, what are you doing? Like,
the most insane thing I ever saw was this girl. She had 2 herniated discs in her neck, and she was wearing a neck brace during her match. And
was it like stylish though? Did she have it like?
She had a bandana over it.
Yeah, there you go.
To cover it up. And so she was my tag partner. Naturally, I'm taking everything.
Yeah, you're gonna get beat up that night. You gotta protect the girl in the neck brace.
And she'll just tag you and get her like kicks in, tag out. I'm taking, getting beat up again. But I was just like, what?
Like what? Yeah, just
what
chill. Don't do anything.
Come to find out, homegirl has to get surgery. And she might even have to retire, and she's 23 years old.
Yeah. And this is their lives, right?
Yes.
So like when we talk about living in the dojo, so just like, okay, explain like the life. So Joshi girl is what they call female wrestlers in Japan, right? Explain the life of like a Joshi girl.
So a lot of them actually start when they're around like 15 years old. They drop out of high school to live in the dojo. because over there it's a little bit different, gender roles are a little bit different, and then women aren't necessarily expected to go to college.
Okay.
And it's not even really needed at that point because they end up being housewives.
Okay. So it's like, I'm going to go be a wrestler, then I'll be a housewife.
Yeah, exactly. So they go train. They're 15 years old. They train every day, twice a day. They have zero mercy on these girls. They not only do they train twice a day, but they clean the house. They cook every day. And then finally they get their first match. They get paid a little bit to have some money.
Yeah, so they have like spending money, but like their living expenses and all that is taken care of in the dojo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so once they kind of progress and they get better and better and better, obviously the pay gets better, and they become a star, but they don't work other jobs like we do. That's
Gotcha.
their full-time job.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've seen it. Like, they're not wrestling in, barns and gyms. They're wrestling in like concert halls.
Yeah. They have big arenas and they're doing it 4 or 5 nights a week, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then, eventually they either get injured, they quit, or they get married. And once you get married, that's game
over.
Yep, that's it for them.
Yeah.
Now you gotta be a housewife.
Yeah.